Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new documentary from Kino Lorber, Traylor, Chasing Ghosts. And this is a documentary focusing on a former slave who became a really talented and unique artist whose life doesn't get enough recognition, and his art doesn't get the recognition it deserves either. And this film is, I have to say, this is from director Jeffrey Wolf, who had been an editor on a lot of films like Life and Holes, so very interesting kind of career we have for this documentarian here. But this documentary feels very much, in many ways, like a traditional, just like Ken Burns looking kind of documentary. It has like these really timey photos and pictures and stuff like that, and you have the voiceover, you have the documentarian style interview setups. Now, it's an intriguing story that they're telling, because this man who lived to almost be 100 years old made these very unique pieces of art and comes from such an interesting background, coming from being a slave and dealing with the aftermath of the Civil War and living into the 1900s. And this film really captures like this man who, in his late 80s, homeless on the streets, is making this beautiful art. And even if much of the film, from a filmmaking standpoint, might not be the most ambitious or interesting, but we'll get to that in a second, the story is incredible, and it's so interesting and really grabbed my attention. This film's an hour and 15 minutes, and it's a little shaky to start because it's a bit over the place. It doesn't have the clearest like jumping off point in terms of its storytelling, but as it gets into its groove and incorporates some interesting tap dancing kind of visualizations and performance of his art and his feelings and stuff like that, they throw in these different kinds of things to make this documentary more interesting and more engaging and give us a unique perspective on his art. You have these actors voicing these representations of his art, dancing these interpretations of his art, and that dynamic really elevates this documentary from just being your standard kind of stale, I could have watched this on A&E kind of documentary. And that's much needed because this story is so fascinating. It needs to be presented in a way equally as fascinating. It doesn't quite get up to there. It's still very much, throughout most of the film, a very traditional, old-timey kind of documentary that I don't know will fully engage many people in how traditional and reserved that it's in. But when it does make those more bold choices and try to give a performance aspect of the story and this art, I think this film becomes engaging in a way that really does justice by the story of Bill Traylor and his art, which, getting a chance to look at his art and see people interpret it in so many ways, is intriguing and definitely worth the time checking out this documentary, especially for something that's only a 75-minute investment for you. Many films are considerably longer than this, so 75 minutes of diving into the incredible life of this artist and seeing some fun and interesting ways that they interpret his art, definitely worth your time. So go check out Bill Traylor, Chasing Ghosts. But those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.